For faculty, how to submit a request. This video will show you how to use our online submission form to submit a request for students to test at the Academic Testing Center. Begin by visiting uri.edu/ATC. Navigate to the For Faculty tab. Then find the blue Submit a Request button and click it to open a new window. Log in using the credentials you provided when you created your account. On the menu bar at the upper right, click Submissions. On the following page, click New. This is the submission form. The top part of the form is where we post scheduling announcements and other important information. One thing that's particularly useful is that once you submit this form, you'll need to tell your students to schedule. And we have a paragraph already written. You can simply copy and paste directly into an email to your students. It lives here at the top of the form and also on our website. So scrolling down, Part 1, Exam Name. In the test name box, name the exam you are submitting. Please use the convention shown: course, instructor last name, name of assessment. We have hundreds of exams, so following this naming convention really helps keep things organized for us and students. If your exam is written at the time you are doing the request, go to Section 2 and click Choose File, and then select the document or documents from your computer to upload. You can upload multiple documents at once, and most file formats, including audio formats, are accepted. If your exam is not finalized at the time you do the request, simply skip the test file step and log back in at a later date to upload. Part 3, Reasons you are sending students for the exam. You can use this one request form for multiple students and multiple reasons for one single exam. So what you'll do is check off all the reasons why students are coming to test at the ATC for this particular test. In this example, I'm sending students for a general excused absence, traveling athlete absence, disability accommodations time extension, and dictation. Next, select the dates you would like students to have this exam available to them. You can choose just one day or multiple days. Requests are linked to the specific days you select. So if you have students who need to take the exam during different date ranges, those would need to be on 2 different requests. A common example is students who are traveling for athletics who need to sit for an exam during an entirely different set of days than those with disability accommodations who might be testing during the same time frame as those in class. Then you would put those into 2 different requests. We can't guarantee specific testing times, as scheduling is first come, first served. But if you do have a specific time preference, give us a call and we can talk you through how we've handled that in the past. We are often able to accommodate the request, but it's just something we want to talk to you about first. Next, fill in how many minutes students are allowed for this exam. You'll just put in the number of minutes with no letters or dashes or any other characters because the form can't read that properly. So if it's a 1 hour, 15-minute exam, you would simply put 75. And you'll always put in the number of minutes students in class get for the exam, even if you're submitting for students who receive extended time for disability accommodations. We'll take care of adding that extension. Part 4, Test Administration Info. This is the section where we gather the rest of the details for administering this test for you. Please be sure to read each question each time you submit a request because you may need to change answers from time to time. This is the section where you will list the students who are coming for each designated reason: makeup, time and a half, double time, or other accommodations. We only need names. We don't need emails or IDs. We just have you list the names so that when students register online, we can cross-check those people you've submitted to us and those people who are registering to make sure that only the students that you submitted a request for are the ones who are signing up to test here. Any accommodation other than the time extensions above should be listed here with the student's name. We don't have copies of the letters of accommodations from Disability Services, so the only information we have is what you tell us in this box. In this example, the student is going to use dictation for the essay portions of the exam and Scantron for the multiple choice. Also, the student is allowed bathroom and snack breaks. Next, tell us where you would like students to record their answers. We provide Blue Books and Scantrons for students. Permitted test materials. Check off all materials students are allowed to have, providing details in the box below. For example, what type of calculator is or is not allowed, or what size should note cards be. Another common instruction is whether note cards can be typed or handwritten, one side or two sides. This is essentially our instruction manual from you, so the more detailed you are, the easier it is for us to administer the exam to your exact specific wishes. You really can't be too detailed in this section. Next, there are a few questions grouped together related to final exams. Remember, you can put in your final exam request anytime, even if you don't have it written yet. This allows students to schedule their seat for finals well in advance, which is helpful because we typically do fill up in advance of finals. So especially for students with disability accommodations who need to schedule most of their exams with us, it gives them the opportunity to secure their seat ahead of time for peace of mind and for logistical ease. Provide your phone number in case we have questions about your request. If you allow questions during in-class exams and you're sending a student here for disability accommodations, that student is legally entitled to have the same immediate access to someone if they have questions. So if you will not be available, provide the name and phone number of a colleague, a TA, or some other proxy. We require in-person pickup with a photo ID, so tell us who will do that in this box here. And the final section are for additional instructions. This may be where you tell us about a time preference, perhaps there's some other special instruction for your exam, like it's a two-part test and you'd like us to collect part one before distributing part two questions. Or if you're submitting audio for an exam, like a foreign language exam, you might tell us how many times the student can listen to the audio clip. This is the catch-all box where you provide us with any information that has not been captured on the form that we need to know. Once your submission is in, you should see the green confirmation banner. If you are missing information on the form, it will show you a red banner with an error message and you'll have to fill out the form again. When you navigate back to the submissions page, you should see your submission request listed. There will be a separate line for each document that you uploaded. These are not separate submissions. You didn't accidentally duplicate your submission. It's just that there's a different line for each document or file that you upload. So here it's showing that you've got upload document 1 and upload document 2. If you did not upload your exam with the initial request, when you're ready to do so, you'll log back in, come to the submissions page, and click the edit icon, which is the box with the pencil. Then upload additional documents and follow the prompts to submit your exam. Remember to scroll down and click submit so everything comes through to us. And when you return to the submissions page, you should see an additional line with your new document uploaded. So finally, thanks for hanging in there. Here's a very brief recap of the process just to make sure it's clear for you. Faculty, you'll be told by students either that they have disability accommodations or they have an excused absence for an exam. You will submit a request through this online system and then email students to tell them to schedule their exam. Students will go online to our website to schedule, then they'll come to complete the exam here at the testing center. The Academic Testing Center will email you to tell you that you have an exam that's ready for pickup. Now, our staff is always happy to answer questions and walk you through the process. So please come visit us anytime. Look on our website for answers to your questions, or call or email us. We're really always happy to help. Thanks so much for your time, and have a great term.